Good afternoon and welcome to Loftus Road. Burnley back in action in the Championship after a 4-week break. This is Prematch Live. We'll be here right up until kick-off, where you can switch over to Clarets Plus for full audio commentary, or you can watch today's game by purchasing a match pass for £10 in selected territories around the globe. Simply go to burnleyfc.com/packages. I've got a really special guest with me today. Gifton Noel-Williams is with us on Clarets Plus. Let's have a look at Gifton's time at Burnley.
He swings it in, the keeper's coming for it, he can get there! Well, it's gone! Gifton Noel-Williams!
Gifton, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good to be here. Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little while since we've seen you. I mean, some clips there from your Burnley time. That hat-trick against Barnsley we're going to be talking about in some detail. What a fantastic hat-trick that was.
Good times, isn't it?
It was good times. It was. And what you're doing now, you're working with England, I understand.
Yeah, I'm assistant coach for England under-17s.
Brilliant.
And enjoying it, loving it. A good group of boys.
Yeah.
The best boys in the country, and they're really good.
I mean, we're a little bit disappointed after last night, but the talent in the country, there's no doubt about the talent in the country.
It's a great pool. If you look at all the age groups of England, from the under-16s upwards, there's so much talent in the group, and there's so much talent coming through. So for England are in a good stead for football in the future.
And you're looking forward to seeing Burnley this afternoon, top of the table. It's been a decent start to the season, hasn't it?
You know, I came up and watched the game at home game, and the football they were playing, I was like, I love it. You know, I wasn't too sure how the fans were going to take Vincent and the slow build-up and the way they're going to play, but it seems like they're enjoying it. The football's attractive, they're creating chances. So
yeah, it's a sellout crowd. It gets sellout away end. You know they're loving it, aren't they?
Love that, innit?
Yeah. Let's update on the team news then for today. 3 changes actually. Jay Rodriguez back in the side. Ashley Barnes, after scoring twice against Blackburn, is on the bench. No Anas Sarori, of course. He's away with Morocco, and how well are they doing? Johan Berg Gudmundsson comes in, and Nathan Teller comes in for Manuel Benson, who's on the bench. So the Burnley lineup is this: Aaron Muric in goal, Coutinho at right back, Ian Matson at left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jordan Bear in the centre, Jack Cork, Josh Cullen in holding roles. Ahead of them, Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Josh Brownhill, Nathan Teller, with top scorer Jay Rodriguez up front. It's a really strong bench. Bailey Peacock-Farrell, Charlie Taylor, Ashley Barnes, fresh from those 2 goals against Blackburn, and then Scott Twine, first time we've seen him since the opening day of the season. Manuel Benson, as I mentioned, Samuel Bastian and Darko Cherlinov. Great to see him back. He hasn't played since the West Brom game earlier in the season. For Queen's Park Rangers, they're also missing Ilyas Cher. He's away with Morocco. Like Zarori hasn't played yet. Seni Diang is back. He's Senegalese player, goalkeeper. Was in the squad against England, but plays today for Queen's Park Rangers in goal. Ethan Laird at right back, Kenneth Paul at left back, Jake Clark Salter alongside a familiar face, Jimmy Dunn. 7 games for Burnley, scored on his Premier League debut. Great to see Jimmy again. A midfield 4 of George Thomas, Sam Field, Tim Orogbunam, Andre Dizel. Andre Dizel is the son of Jason Dizel, the former Ipswich player. Then up front, Lyndon Dykes, big, strong Scottish centre forward, alongside Chris Willock. On the bench, Jordan Archer, the former Millwall keeper, Osman KK, Rob Dickey, Taylor Richards, Olamide Shodapu, Albert Adoma, we know him from his Bristol City days, and Sinclair Armstrong. Been a change, of course, at Rangers. Michael Beale left to go to Glasgow Rangers. Paul Hall, who was the B team manager, has stepped up. So, brief chat on Burnley's form, top of the table, 21 games in. This is a season like no other, Gifton. You know, with a break.
Oh, 100%. The World Cup making their season that is, as you said, no other. It's going to be really interesting, and now on everyone's come back, who picks up form, who doesn't pick up form, what kind of state are the players come back in. But look at the players, they look kind of sharp and they look like they're ready to perform.
Yeah.
So
you'll know from your time at Turf Moor, the Blackburn game's the big one, and they won that 3-0 before the break. It was a great way to go out, wasn't it?
100%. I think the way they're playing, the goals they're scoring, Jay's playing really well. You know, he's got 9 goals so far this season, doing really well. So I think if you've got Jay and you've got Ash on the bench and you've got those kind of players, you know, you could take Jay off and put Ash on later on in the game.
Sure.
And you still put it on someone with the same quality. So the squad of Burnley is really, really good.
It looks strong, doesn't it? It looks strong. I mean, it's a bit harsh on Ashley Barnes, scoring twice against Blackburn and then back on the bench.
I think the break is the thing that's gone against him. I think if it wasn't for the break, he probably would have played the next game.
Yes.
But because the break is almost like everyone starts again.
A chance to get Rodriguez fit, and that's worked against him perhaps. But as you said, he's a big part to play. Let's have a look back now at the highlights from that game at Turf Moor. Burnley beat Blackburn Rovers by 3-0. Let's have a look at that now. And the Clarets are going top of the Championship today. Brownhill with the delivery. Oh, look, handball. Looked like a clear handball in there. In the end, it's the header from Harwood Bellis that is saved. Back for Cullen. Decent ball in there. Header one and tipped over again. Kaminski with 2 great saves. Garrett will pick up the loose ball here, looking for Brereton Diaz. Takes in his stride, he's good at that. Vitinho going to get close. Save from Muric. First save he's had to make in the game. First corner for Blackburn. Looking to just try and get Matson involved. Headed away comfortably. Burnley will win the next ball. Here's Sarori now. Can he take his man on here? Looking to go on the outside. Decent cross. Barnes! He's got it! Ashley Barnes with it! What a cross from Sarori! And there was Ashley Barnes to finish it. His first Championship goal for over 8 years. And Burnley leading the derby. Here's Mola, doesn't look entirely comfortable at left back, it must be said. He's upped it forward right foot and Burnley won it back. Teller with a flick, big chance for Barnes, saved by the keeper. Sarori! Sarori! Burnley are 2 up! Fantastic from the Clarets! And Anas Sarori has found the net again! And Burnley are 2 up here, they're 2 up! Here's Cullen, uses Cork. Teller again, heads it on. Brownhill to reach it. Into the box now, Brownhill. He's looking for Barnes. Can he finish it? He can! It's Ashley Barnes' day! 3-0 for Burnley! And the Clarets are going top of the Championship today! And Ashley Barnes has got his second. Burnley 3, Blackburn Rovers 0. It's all come good in the second half. All come good in the second half, didn't it? What a fantastic result that was.
That was a great result. I know that these kind of results really help the fans to gather around the team.
Yeah.
They get them excited. It's something to go when they go to work on the Monday. It's something to boast about with their friends. So those kind of results are something that really, really brings the spirit and the energy around the place.
It's an emotional crowd. You'll know that from your Turf Moor days. There are ups and downs, but when Burnley are playing well, there's some noise there.
Oh, it's a great place. I always loved it. The way we played as well, we didn't really knock the ball around slow and stuff. We was quite direct. So my time at Burnley, I thought the fans were always great for us. They're always making noise. They love energy. They love hard work. As long as you're giving them energy and giving them hard work, they always stick with you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, to be top of the Championship after all the changes in the summer, 16 newcomers in the summer. Vincent Kompany's done a magnificent job, hasn't he?
I think there was a lot of question marks when he got the role. How is he going to come? He's going to try and play a different style of football that isn't going to suit Burnley, bringing in all these new players. Are they going to gel? But as you can see, his staff, his backroom staff have done a good job to gel the players. They seem like they're together. The football they're playing is really, really good. It's really exciting. It's a bit more slower than Burnley normal.
Yeah, it is.
But I think the fans have really accepted it. I think when you're winning, I think they'll accept anything. I think so. As long as he keeps getting the right results, I think the fans will be behind it.
The recruitment's been good, hasn't it? When you're bringing in that number of players, it can be difficult to get it right. And he's brought in some real stars. Anas Sarori looks a fantastic player. Manuel Benson's on the bench today. He's brought in some good players.
No, some real quality players, some young players as well that have got a point to prove. And I think you talk about the scouting networks, you talk about the game. It's really evolved. Back in the days, it was just maybe one guy going to games, going to watch a couple games, and they give a scouting report. Now they've got 10, 20 people in the scouting team. So I'm really glad that Vincent has got the recruitment right, the club's got the recruitment right, and the players are really gelled.
And they changed the average age of the group almost overnight.
Yeah, it was an old group, wasn't it?
It was an oldish
group
group,
that was coming towards the end.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. How was Daishi going to really switch it over from the group that he had to go and switch the way he plays to bring new fresh blood into it? And I think the change that they've had with Vincent coming in, fresh blood all across the squad, and I think it's really, really paying off at the moment.
Yeah, there was sort of almost a line in the sand, wasn't there, with the relegation. The established Premier League players weren't going to stop, so it was a line in the sand, and it had to happen all in one summer.
Yes, and it's gone well. It's gone well. We've seen it happen so many times with other clubs in the past, where it doesn't go so well, and next thing they're in League One, they're in League Two, and they disappear, some of them. So I'm glad that the people behind the scenes have done the right job.
Got it right.
When they get it right behind the scenes, it makes everything else so good. Everything on the training pitch is right. You've got the right culture, you've got the right temperaments coming in. Because what you don't want is bring players in maybe got a good ability, but ain't good for the culture. But it seems like the culture that Vincent is trying to set, everyone's bought into it, and everyone can see that the boys are flourishing. Yeah,
he brings a good work ethic, I think, Vincent Kompany. Obviously a real star in the Premier League, one of the very best Premier League defenders, and I think the players look up to him.
Yeah, 100%. I think one good thing for me this season is seeing Jay come back.
Yeah.
Not really come back, he's been there for so many years, but really come back into starting. And because for the last 4 or 5 years, he's been a bit of a bit part player for me when I was watching games. And to see Jay come back in, scoring goals, he's a Burnley lad.
He's a Burnley lad,
when I was there,
it means,
So it means a lot to him.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to lead this team to promotion and be the main man as the main striker, I know it means a lot to him as part of his career.
I always think the Championship's tough though, isn't it? You can't take anybody for granted. Top, bottom, middle, whatever. You're going to have a tough game wherever you go.
It's a minefield. There's no easy games in the Championship, no matter where you go, whether we're top of the league or bottom of the league, everyone can give you a game. And that's why the Championship is so grueling and probably the hardest league to get out of. Yeah,
I mean, it is only 2 defeats for Burnley, but the last away game was the 5-2 at Sheffield United. They'll have a point to prove today, I think.
Oh, 100%. That weren't a result that they really liked. Going down to a team that you would class as one of your rivals at their home ground wasn't really the ideal scenario. But as I think in this away game, they've had the break. They've probably brushed that off, and now it's just time to get back to work now.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's had a mix of rest, recuperation, and then training, and treated it as a bit of a pre-season, if you will, in the middle of the season. Yeah. He's tried to find a balance. Hopefully, he's got it right.
Yeah, you've heard about a lot of teams going away on either to a hot country to go and get some sun in.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think it was good for the lads actually to get a little break in mid-season, because it's not really something that we've actually had in their lifetime. Normally, you start in July or end of June, and that's you full tilt until the end of May. And so actually for the boys to get their little break, some of them actually are going for little knocks and little niggles and little strains. It actually will help them to recover, and you actually might see a really, really good start today from the boys.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hear from the manager, Vincent Kompany. He spoke to the press on Friday. Let's hear from Vincent Kompany.
How's the general fitness looking?
Good, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things with this team. If I go off what I've seen, we'll be ready to run. We'll be ready to go again. But you're going straight into a game where anything can happen. The fitness levels have been good so far. Yeah.
And focusing on Queen's Park Rangers, they've had a strong start to the season, but they've lost their manager in the break. How does that change things for you? Will you be looking at different formations, different ways of playing?
No, it's happened a few times this season that we've had to deal with managerial change. Look, it's especially when you have 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to prepare the next game. It just leaves you. It does leave you to focus a bit more on yourself, and but. In any event, you still get to see habits and individual players, and that still gives you something to work off. And then in the end, we're a team who's usually quite flexible, and I think on the day, whatever happens, we have to be able to react and hopefully take the game to them.
Thanks, Vincent. Good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Anthony. You referenced the break quite a few times sort of leading up to it. Was the sort of main benefit just simply time? Because it's not something you have a lot of in the Championship with Saturday, Tuesday, recovery, Saturday, Tuesday, etc. Yeah,
but especially, when you've got a group of players playing, the best moment to learn is when you're playing still. But that still leaves a number of players who are maybe not learning at the same pace. And you know, when you get time on the training pitch, you can kind of balance it out, and you can really go into detail and explain to, you know, just explain the finer things of what you're trying to do. And now was an ideal period of time to do it. And as well, we had everybody back and fit, and it's obviously easier to teach a player that's fit.
That was Vincent Kompany speaking on Friday, the press conference ahead of today's game. He just talks so well, doesn't he? Every time you hear him, he talks really well.
He's a class act.
He is. He really is.
From a player, captain to a manager, he's a class act.
Yeah, and I think that's helped, hasn't it? We talked about the recruitment. I think because it's him, players will come and play for him.
That's the one thing that we spoke about a lot when I was finding out that he may be getting the job, and the people I spoke to about it, I said, you know what, the thing that journey he's going to Anderlecht, doing the year over there, the journey he's been on, I bet he's been looking at players from all over. He's known that he's going to be having a job in England at some point, sooner or later. And I think he's diligently gone out there and thought, I want that player, I want that player, I want that player. When Vincent Kompany calls you up and says, listen son, I want you to come along and be part of my project. As a young player, remember, he hasn't really got the older ones that have been there, done it. He's got the young ones who are hungry to get to the point where he got to. You know, he's won everything almost in domestic football. So you look at that and you think, well, that's someone who I want to be around. I want to learn from. Craig Bellamy, backroom staff as well, another winner.
Absolutely.
So they've really got a good backroom staff around them with good experience. The
experienced lads have played a part. You mentioned Jay, you know, Ashley Barnes, Jack Cork, Charlie Taylor. They've all got a part to play as well. It's a nice mix.
100%. You know, I'm talking about the youngsters all the time because they're the ones that normally bring the fire, the excitement. You know? But you need to have that spine. You need to have that spine in the team, that reliable spine. The boys have been through it before. You know, Vincent said in his interview about being flexible, and said it's a flexible group. And to be a flexible group, you need experience to be flexible. The young players don't always know how to be flexible, or they be flexible in the wrong way. So to be able to a team to be able to be flexible and for people to make decisions on the pitch while the game's going on, you need people like Jack Cork, you need people like Jay, you need those senior bodies and those senior voices to be in the young ones' ears.
Talking about Jack Cork and Ashley Barnes, they've been working to their UEFA B licence, doing some work with the under-18s. Let's have a look at that.
Great goal, lads, brilliant, finding the pockets there. Don't tackle until you win the ball back, then you're active, okay? I love you! There he is!
A couple of senior players at our football club, Ash Barnes and Jack Cork, are doing their B licence over the last few days, so been working with our under-18s, and Ian Jones and Ash Higgins have put them through the paces, so it's been a great experience for both players and our under-18 players as well.
Oh, those are going to keep the same teams, he must have.
Yeah, I'm keeping the same teams though.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. That's all right, isn't it?
It's the first step on the coaching ladder, and you know, hopefully we've got the future coaches of tomorrow, and our senior players making that first step really.
Just a little run through of obviously what we're going to do today. Obviously the first bit will be with Sam here for a bit technical, and then we'll go into possession here.
And we'll make that movement deeper, make him come out and take it past him, nice. Today we took our first full session with the under-18s, and we are trying to get our coaching badges. We're trying to start our B licence, and there's different places you can do it, and we thought here would be the best place to do it, get to know the younger lads, work with the coaching staff here, and everyone's been great. The standard of the under-18s has been brilliant. They're really good lads. Can't fault a thing they've done over the week, and the staff have been just as good. So we came into it, didn't know what we were expecting, and it's weird because you spend so long planning sessions, wondering if people are going to like it, but as soon as you get on the grass and you get all the cones out and you start setting it up, it just feels quite natural. It feels quite nice, and when you start seeing it in front of you, it's just more the timings and things like that can be tough to get your head around. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable. I wasn't sure what I was going to take, but I've loved it. Yeah.
Setting there's 3 touches, but make sure we get it and break through the middle. Everything's about breaking the lines, lads. The position is key.
It's been a very good experience, you know. Obviously the time that takes to plan a session and get it all obviously running smoothly. Obviously once you're on the pitch, that's all we know. That's all we've ever known, is being on the pitch, training. So taking them ideas and trying to plan it into obviously a whole session that we had to put on today was obviously interesting, and knowing that will it be okay for them, you know, will it put a smile on their face, and I think it done that today.
That's brilliant, Gifton, isn't it? You know, established players had an opportunity to have a break, yet they were coming in and working on their coaching badges.
You know, watching that, a big smile on my face.
Yeah, I saw that.
I spent 5 years working with the PFA as a coach educator, and so many of the ex-pros or the guys who are coming towards the end of their careers, you have conversations with them and they start their coaching journey. And I think to keep that knowledge in the game is key to the game. You know, these youngsters, the things that they can learn from those pros, those senior pros, from an ex-pro, you know, it's timeless.
Yeah, it's giving something back as well, isn't it? You know, to an industry that's given you a good living and a chance to work with some kids who were open-eyed, weren't they? You could see it working with Barnes and Court.
Oh, 100%. You know, you got to think these guys are icons. They're club icons. They're people who these young lads have watched, looked up to, watched them on a Saturday. So actually to have them, giving them some advice, giving them some golden nuggets.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you play in their position as well.
Yes.
They give you something that maybe your coach never gave you, or something a bit special. You know, I think it's really a real special thing.
It is. It's excellent. It's excellent. A little while since Burnley and Queen's Park Rangers have met. Burnley won the championship in 2015 and 16. Let's have a look back at the game at Turf Moor that sealed promotion for the Clarets. Let's go back to April 2016. Here come the teams now. Great reception. Burnley against Queen's Park Rangers. It's a massive game. We say it every week, and you'll hear the noise around Turf Moor. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere, but you just want Burnley to start well. Delivery important here. David Jones to put it in there. It's a crowded box. Chance for the Clarets just past the hour mark. Swings it in. Flicks on it! Burnley! It's Sam Vokes! Come on! The Clarets are a step closer, and Sam Vokes has got it. 15 for the season. We've played 61 minutes. Burnley 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Great header, great flick header, and what delivery again from David Jones. All those assists this season. Come on! That could be the one. Massive goal, massive goal. Long way to go though. Harfield's kept it in play, done ever so well, but running to Petrasso. The ball didn't go out. Petrasso looking to get his magic on now. Helps it on to Forlan. Forlan with a shot. Oh, he's in the woodwork. Hit the post. Oh, what an effort that was from the Italian. Bond's looking to turn him if he can, one way then the other. Hooks it on for Boyd. That's nice. Boyd to get to the byline. Can he whip a cross in here? Needs support perhaps at this key time. Does get a ball in right into the mix. Might still fall in there for Matt Lowton perhaps. Stabs it forward. Is he going to fall for Vokes? Harfield with a chance. Oh, the keeper's legs has kept it out. Oh, what a chance. And another look here, John Moss. That's the final whistle. Burnley are back in the Premier League. They've gone and done it again. 2 promotions in 3 seasons. Sam Vokes with the goal. What a story. What a story. Brighton and Middlesbrough will play off on Saturday for the other spot. But Burnley are back in the Premier League. Some great memories, Gifton. 2 promotions in 3 years. Just an indication of what a good job Sean Dyche did.
You know, it's so funny. When I was watching it, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, we're talking so much about Vincent and how much he's brought the team on and he's excelled the team, but the foundation and the base came from Dyche. You know, he done so well for the club. You know, bringing them up, promotions, relegation promotions, and doing so well. And his time was that came to an end. But I think he's always got to be respected, and I think he'll be known as one of the better managers that
absolutely, and done some great work at the training ground. Burnley wisely put money into the facilities as well as the squad, and you know, we're in a good position. We're in a good position.
Yeah, you know, I went to the training ground I think about a year and a half ago.
Did you? Yeah.
And I was so no, it's just a lie. I went to the training ground when he was in the Prem still. I saw Jay and I went up there and I saw the training ground. I was amazed. You know, I was like, wow, from when I played. And from see where the club has got to and where they're going. You know, the club's in a real good place. Yeah. All that foundation come from Dyche, really. Yeah, we're struggling a little bit with the ice at the minute, but mostly the pitches are available. There was time in your time when any sort of rain and we struggled getting the pitches fit. Forget about it. we used to go and train at indoor facilities.
That's right, yeah.
Train the hall
The other side of Blackburn, wasn't it?
It was impossible to go and train.
Used to block book that just to get some some facilities. Incredible. I mean, the turnaround is brilliant. It's a real transformation.
Yeah,
a real transformation. Welcome to those fans joining us in Clarets Plus for audio commentary, and international fans joining us for the live video stream. Gifton Noel-Williams is alongside me for Clarets Plus. This is pre-match live. We'll be here right up until kick-off, where you can switch over to Clarets Plus for full audio commentary, or you can watch today's game by purchasing a match pass for £10, available in selected territories around the globe. Simply go to burnleyfc.com/packages. Let me update you on the team news. 3 changes for Burnley. Remember, it's 4 weeks ago today Burnley beat Rovers 3-0 at Turf Moor. Jay Rodriguez back in for Barnes. He can count himself a little bit unlucky. 2 goals against Blackburn. He's on the bench today. No Zaroury, of course, and well done to him. Morocco are doing fantastic in the World Cup. Johan Berg Gudmundsson comes in for him, and Nathan Teller gets the nod over Manuel Benson, who's on the bench. So Burnley look like this. Aaron Muric in goal, Vitinho right back, Ian Matson left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jordan Bear in the centre, Jack Cork, Josh Cullen holding roles, Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Josh Brown and Nathan Teller behind top scorer Jay Rodriguez. Burnley bench, and it's a strong bench. Bailey Peacock-Farrell, Charlie Taylor, Ashley Barnes, Scott Twine, first time we've seen him since the opening day of the season, Manuel Benson, Samuel Bastian and Darko Cherlinov. He's back in the fray, first time since the West Brom away game early in the season. For Queen's Park Rangers, remember they've had a change in manager. Michael Beale has gone to Glasgow Rangers, formerly there under Stephen Gerrard. Paul Hole, who's the B team manager, has stepped up for this one. Sonny Diang in goal. He was with Senegal in the World Cup. Ethan Laird will play right back. He's on loan from Manchester United. Kenneth Paul left back. Jake Clark-Salter alongside a familiar face. Jimmy Dunn, great times at Burnley for him. Former Manchester United youth, scored on his Premier League debut for the Clarets. Good to see Jimmy Dunn again. In midfield, George Thomas, Sam Field will play a holding role. Tim Robbunham, Andre Dizelle, who's the son of Jason Dizelle, the former Ipswich player. Scotland striker Lyndon Dykes alongside Chris Willock, brother of Joe, former Arsenal youth. Look out for him today, he's a dangerous player. On the bench, Jordan Archer, Osman KK, Rob Dickey, Taylor Richards, Olamide Shodapi and Sinclair Armstrong and Albert Adoma. We know Albert Adoma from his Bristol City days. So, Gifton, sort of 10 minutes away from kick-off. You sense it's a big game, isn't it? Having had that first 21 games and played really well, they've got to find that form again when we restart.
Momentum is the key.
It is, I think.
In the Championship, momentum is the key, because you've got so many games and they come thick and fast. If you get a good momentum going, you just can slide through 5 or 6 games without even knowing.
Sure.
And before you know it, you've played 5 or 6 games in 3 or 3 weeks, and you've won all of them, or you've got good results.
Yeah, the games come thick and fast, don't they? That Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday phenomena. Yeah. And then you have 4 weeks off. It seems an amazing sort of change. And, you know, I came here today thinking it was months since Blackburn. Really did. I mean, incredible. Incredible.
Yeah,
he's got to find that level straight away, hasn't he?
Yes. And that's the thing. They've got to pick up the pace of the game quick, start fast. But I'm hoping that QPR bring it as well, because when you've got 2 teams that both come with energy, then you get a good, exciting game. When you've got one team that sits off too much or doesn't play the right way or lacking of energy, sometimes it makes the whole game just slow and sloppy. So hopefully QPR come out strong as well, and Burnley match that, and they've got more quality in their team. So
QPR have been top of the division. You know, they've had a bit of a stop sort of start season, haven't they? But have been good when they've been good.
Yes, it's going to be interesting now with Paul Hall being the manager today. I see the teams go up. I'm wondering myself, are they going to play 3-5-2?
Yeah,
going to change, flip it completely. You know.
Do you know Paul?
I know Paul Hall. I know Paul Hall and the MP, all the boys that are down there. So I'm glad for them. They got a little chance. So for them, I hope they do well. I hope it's a good performance for QPR. But you know, selfishly, I want
a Burnley win. Yeah, we want a Burnley. He's been here a while, hasn't he, Paul? I remember him at Rushden and Diamonds. He played at Rushden and Diamonds, didn't he?
Yeah.
Torquay for a while.
Yeah.
And Jamaica. Played in the 1998 World Cup. If I've got that right. If I've gone back with my years right.
Correct. Very good knowledge.
Yeah. So you know, he's a really good guy, and you know, I don't know who they'll go for, but
He's got his chance, hasn't he?
He has.
I think whenever you've got a caretaker situation, you've got maybe 3 or 4 games to go and show the board upstairs what you're about and how you conduct yourself. So I think if he does a good enough job, you never know, they might give it a bit longer.
Yeah.
They've given it to another young manager, Michael Beale, before. And so it seems like the board and the people in charge wouldn't mind giving it to someone with a little bit less experience.
Yeah,
so
Were you surprised Beale moved on?
It surprised me so soon. I thought he would have probably stayed for a season maybe and then gone after that, but I could fully understand when a job like Rangers comes up, you've been there before, you know the setup, you know the people behind the scenes, you enjoyed your time there before, so now that opportunity, I can't really fault what he's doing really. All you can say is well done to him, and hopefully he does well up there.
Just having turned Wolves down, having turned the Premier League down, you were a little bit surprised he went to Glasgow Rangers.
Oh, I wasn't, because I thought to myself, he knows the place. You know, he knows that what he's getting into. He knows, he knows the good, the bad, the ugly. He knows what the things behind the scenes. He knows about the budget. He knows the fan base. He knows how to make the fans happy. You know, so I feel to myself that was more probably at home for him, more than going to Wolves, which is. They've gone for a couple of managers recently.
Yeah, they have.
So it's like, well, do I really want to go there and be another manager out the door? In and out the door very quickly. I think.
There's a risk involved. There's risk involved, isn't there?
There always is, you know. But I think with Rangers there's less risk, and I think he knows he can get success straight away.
Do you worry about the Belgium job with Vincent Kompany? Obviously, had a disappointing World Cup. Coming to the end of a sort of golden generation, aren't they? Will they turn to Vincent, or is it too early for him?
I think for me it's too early. I don't know whether it's too early for the FA, for their federation, but I think it'll be too early for him. I think he'd want to get his hands dirty in the league first. I think get a promotion, get to the Premier League. After he does that, maybe for a while, and he maybe loses the job or is tired in maybe 5 to 8 years, then maybe he might think about maybe national team. But right now he seems like a hungry manager. Well, national team stuff, you're together once every 3 months, and you're on the training pitch.
You don't see anybody till March, do you? I know what you mean.
I think right now, with his hunger and where he wants to get to, I think the day-to-day stuff suits him.
I think so.
I don't see that.
I think so. Do you see Man City as a possibility in years to come?
Yeah, I think so. I think you look at who's going to take the helm from Guardiola.
Yes,
he's eventually going to leave.
Yeah, he signed a new deal just recently to 2025.
So, you know, within the next 2-3 years he'll probably leave. So if Vincent's got a promotion by then, he's took Burnley up, they're stable in the Premiership by then, then maybe they could come knocking on that door.
It's interesting, isn't it? I guess, you know, the speculation never goes away, does it? It's just endless. It's just endless, isn't it?
That's why we love football so much.
It does, it does. What about the pitch? Looks a little dry, doesn't it? I'm a little bit surprised.
Oh, you know, when I turned up and I looked at it, I was a bit quite surprised, because I thought, because they've had a month off, they might have done a lot of work on it, but I suppose the weather doesn't really help, does it?
No, it doesn't.
We'll see how it plays today, but hopefully it will be a fast game and it'll be playable.
Yes, I think. Oh yeah, it's a fine pitch. I mean, we're looking at. You'll remember Turf Moor when we caught the rain, and there were times when we just couldn't get it fit, could we?
Yes.
But it drains so much better now,
yes,
Gifton.
I've seen
it's a fantastic pitch
I'm
these
so
days.
Jealous. So jealous.
Yeah, you'd have loved it, wouldn't you?
I'm so jealous. I look at the pitch now and I think, wow, look at that, what a pitch to play on.
Done a little bit of remedial work in this 4 weeks, so you know I'm expecting next Saturday for it to look absolutely pristine.
It's like a Premiership pitch.
It is, yeah.
They've kept it, they've sustained it. They've obviously looked after the budget, so they've kept the groundsmen and
sure,
stuff like that. But those things are so important. People don't realise if you want to play good football, you need to have a good pitch.
But it's changed so much in sort of 10, 15 years, hasn't it?
Yes.
Technology, I think, has come on leaps and bounds.
The lamps and all the stuff they do now to make the grass grow, it's amazing, isn't it?
You get the final whistle and you can almost see the lamps coming on immediately.
I think they've got the remote controls.
Yeah, and you pass Turf Moor and there's that light you can see it because they're working on the pitch.
I think it's beautiful.
You know, it's fantastic. It makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. When you talk about quality football, and people say, "Oh, Championship players can't play football," or they say people in League One can't play football. But if they had the same pitch that the Premiership boys had, maybe you'd see better football.
Development,
so it's all about the budget and it's all about things like that. But I'm glad to see when I come to grounds and I see pitches like the Burnley pitch that people are really taking time out with the pitches because it's so important.
I mean, light years of difference. I
remember sometimes you get a ball flung up to you from 40 yards and you get a little bobble, and then people say, "Oh, you had a bad touch." And you're like, well,
Have you looked at the bits? Yeah. I mean, you know, we struggled for years. In front of the Bob Lloyd stand, particularly, we struggled for years to get it draining properly. But it takes all the water now. You can throw it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Watering it before the game, half-time. It just takes absolutely everything. I mean, what would you think Vincent will have done in the last couple of weeks? Has he treated it as a little bit of a sort of training, pre-season training? Or?
I think you have to. I think you have to say that pre-season. It's almost, you got to restart again. So it's going back to all the principles. You know, he spoke earlier in his interview that when you play Saturday, Tuesday with this vigorous schedule, a lot of the time it's just wrap yourself up, recovery, bit of shape, and you go again. Wrap yourself up, recovery, bit of shape, and you go again. So you actually don't get a lot of time with the players on the training ground where
just
you can
ticking over, really,
do stuff and work with them and little things that you notice and you see. I'm assuming that over the last few weeks he's been working on all the little details that he's been pulling his hair out at home when he watches the videos, when he's watching training back. He's probably been working on those little details over the last 2-3 weeks. So hopefully some of the players, their actions should be better.
Have you seen anything of Anas Sarori? Have you seen anything of Anas Sarori?
Yes, decent.
He looks a player.
He looks like he's got a bit of bag, doesn't he?
Yeah, Ross Wallace caught me early on about August time and said this lad looks something special on the training there. Right. And we thought, he might start in the under-21s, might start in the under-20. As soon as he's got in the first team, he's hit the ground running. 6 goals, you know, assists are plenty. Burnley might miss him today.
I think so. I think the way that he can go inside, outside, the way that he can supply in the box, I think they'll really miss that directness of him and the trickiness of him. But I suppose they've got other good players in the team. It's not only a one-man team.
No, he's got a good squad, hasn't he?
I think we'll be very, very comfortable today.
And what a story Morocco is, isn't it? First African side to reach the semi-finals in a World Cup.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, you can see it coming. You know, even watching their game, they're so organised. They know what they're about. They're not trying to be something they're not. They know they're about hard work. They know they're about having good shape. They all work hard for each other. I'm seeing Ziyech do running that I've never seen him do before.
Yeah, he's a player.
And he's working so hard off the ball. You know he can do on the ball, but he's doing so much hard work off the ball. I think it's great. So
they're good defensively, aren't they? We've perhaps not said that about African sides before.
Yes. Normally they're not as organised. They're a bit disorganised, disjointed. When they get a goal against them, they normally get a bit raggedy and riggedy. But this Morocco the shape has been wonderful. Everyone's stuck to their guns and their temperament has been wonderful.
Yeah, the teams are out. Thanks, Gifton. The teams are out. Let's go through the teams for you. For Burnley, Aaron Muric in goal, Vitinho at right back, Ian Matson at left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jordan Bear in the centre, Jack Cork, Josh Cullen in holding roles. Ahead of them, Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Josh Brownhill, Nathan Teller, top scorer Jay Rodriguez up front. On the bench for Burnley, Bailey Peacock-Farrell, Charlie Taylor, Ashley Barnes, Scott Twine, first time we've seen him in the matchday squad since the opening day of the season, Manuel Benson, Samuel Bastian, Darko Cherlinov, he's back after injury as well and in the matchday squad. For Rangers, Dieng in goal, Laird, Clark Salter, former Claret Jimmy Dunn, Kenneth Paul at the back. Midfield, George Thomas, Sam Field, Timo Rogbunam, Andre Dizelle. Up front, Lyndon Dykes alongside Chris Willock. And we're almost set to get underway. Burnley in change strip. All black. Blue and white hoops for Queen's Park Rangers. If you're watching on social media, thanks for joining us on Pre-Match Live. You can now switch over to Clarets Plus on our official app or website for live audio commentary, or you can watch today's game for just £10 in selected territories. Simply go to burnleyfc.com/packages to purchase a match pass. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday, Middlesbrough home at 3 o'clock. Until then, see you soon.